Hey YouTube, what's up? Nomus RC here. I'm going to be doing a review, kind of going over things and showing you a few modifications that you can do to the FlySky FS-i6S. Really cool radio that I actually picked up off of eBay for under 60 bucks. And it even came with, I equipped it onto my quadcopter, a 10 channel receiver. Crazy for 60 bucks. We'll kick it on here. It does have a backlit screen. It's also a touch screen. You can swipe. You have all different kinds of menus. It does do TX and RX voltage with an extra added little $10 module here that I can get into later. That's not really a modification on the radio. But really cool that, you know, just out of the box you throw 10 bucks at it and get your receiver voltage. And then in that, when you swipe over to this screen, when that battery is plugged in on the quadcopter, you'll get an extra readout here for what voltage is there, and you can set different alarms for it. So this thing does throw alarms and things like that. It's got audible messages. It has pretty much anything that you would want in a basic radio. And again, like I said, it's 10 channel, so you got 2 3-position switches, these big ones here. You got 2 2-position switches. Good gimbals. They do send you in the box. This one is it's not set up for any type of mode, mode 1 or 2. It actually comes with the stuff in the box to set this to whatever mode you want, if you're left or right-handed. So you have to take the radio apart pretty much right away, just so you know, and do modifications on the inside. Pretty easy. You can find YouTube videos on how to do it. I'll probably make one eventually. And you can kind of show, or you can kind of go in there and set, like I said, whatever mode that you want with a couple little pieces that they give you, which is awesome. And the other cool thing that I do like about it is part of the 10 channels is you have these little things up here that auto center themselves, and then you have buttons on the rear, if you can see them right there, that you can press, and you can actually mix those together, these buttons and this right here, so that you depress this button, it makes this active, and then you can use it. So you could actually control your gimbal for your camera mount with those. You could make this one turn your camera left and right, and you can make this one make your camera go up and down. So kind of whatever you want to do there. So really neat feature, really awesome. Also too, this, because it's kind of, as you can see, it's molded after a DJI, so you can actually get the DJI mount here for your screen that I will be getting when I get into FPV on this particular quadcopter, and you can get nice ones that fit all the way up to, I'll probably be using my Lenovo Tab 4. It's an 8-inch, so I'll have a nice 8-inch screen right here, and I'll get me a little adapter that does OTG and an extra antenna, and then that'll actually be my display. So that's pretty neat, you know. Be right back, and I will show you, actually, we're going to do in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you, let me shut this off. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put these antennas in, and these are actually 8 decibel antennas. I'll throw the link below where you can get them off of Amazon. So be right back. So this radio is actually pretty easy to take apart, to be honest. You have these rubber pieces on the side. If you just grip in here like this, it just pops that side out, and then you can easily pop this side off. You do that to both of them, and then you have access to all the screws, and obviously dismount this and take your batteries out. We're going to do that. I'll come right back and I'll show you how I installed these antennas. Okay, so I have the radio apart. Again, you just pull 4 screws and those rubber things off, then pull the 4 screws. The only reason I tell you to remove your batteries is obviously so that you don't accidentally power the unit on. You just have 2 plugs, this one and this one. So you just pull those out of there. One's for your battery, and then, you know, one is for these buttons that I was showing you in the rear. After you get those pulled out, then you can actually see here, and you know what, I was talking about it earlier, so I might as well go ahead and show you. This metal piece right here is actually what they give you to choose which mode that you want to set this radio for the gimbals, right or left-handed, etc. You actually remove a bit of linkage off of here, inside here. So you take a couple of screws out, you pull this plug right here, and then you remove some parts, and then you put it back together, and then all that this thing is you use this bottom screw to set the tension of what you want this to feel like, so that you can get a little bit stiffer or looser, because if you don't use this at all, it's just loose. It just goes back and forth way too easy. So anyway, we had originally installed in here in these two holes was a holder for a T-style antenna that was built inside the radio. Now, I tested this radio fairly decent, even with the stock antennas, and it was fine. I never lost signal, but I wasn't doing any major FPV. So, being that I will be getting into some, not super long-range FPV, but decent, open field, probably 1,000, 1,500 meters, something like that, I wanted something a little bit more powerful. So we'll see how these do. I don't know if I'll be able to get that type of range, but we'll see. I have seen most people get around 1,000, somewhere like that. But anyway, you just drill some holes in the top. I'll put links to these antennas down below, and then you just, and I'll show you here. There's the holes that I put into it. It's pretty thin, so you don't, you want to make sure and mark your holes properly. And I put them here. I've seen some people put them on the outsides here, but I just would have had to disassemble too much of the radio to get an antenna right here. I thought these looked good. I was happy with it. And then you just run your antennas down and you plug them in right where the old style connector is plugged in. And boom, you got yourself a heck of a radio for, just over 60 bucks after putting that into it. And then, like I said too, you can get a little $10 module to show your RX voltages on this display as well, and set alarms and everything for them. And like I said, I have that installed on here. You can't really see it because it's buried inside the quad, but I will throw a link to it down below. It's super easy to install. All this stuff that I've done to this radio, which isn't much, it's super easy. Nothing high level. Pretty much anybody can do this. And if you're into messing with quads at all, the installation for that thing to show your voltage through your receiver, super easy. So just looking at it, you'll get it. Okay guys, if you like this video, shoot me a subscribe. I've had this radio for a couple months now. I've not had even a blip of issues out of it. Really great radio, 60 bucks. You gotta have one. Why the hell not? Alright guys.